CADathon.ca.
There's something in us that needs to know just how fast things can go. Not for any reason. Not because it's important. You put something small on a track, and suddenly nothing else matters. Except, can it go faster? This car was designed by 400 engineering students in 24 hours. And I'm giving it away for free. But first, let me explain how we got here. There's a guy on YouTube called Alpaca who builds insane miniature four-wheel drive cars and time trials them on a standardized Japanese racing circuit called a JCJC track. No rules, just speed. And I've been completely obsessed with it. So I wanted to build my own racing format. One anyone could print, one anyone could race, and one where world records are set right here in my store. But I had no idea how to design a race car, so we found 400 people who theoretically could. If you don't know, I own Print and Play Creative Manufacturing on Locke Street in Hamilton. We bill ourselves as the world's first 3D printed store. And one of the things we've been building out is drop-in activities. Stuff where a kid or an adult can walk in, sit down, build something, and have fun. Racing was always the dream. The Tamiya Mini four-wheel drive scene is legendary. The JCJC track is the standardized competitive circuit. But those tracks are massive. We'd have to kick out every shelf and table in the store just to fit one. So we tried Snap-A-Track. It's a 3D printable track system designed by Neil 3D Prints. The scale is more manageable, but the track pieces all need supports, they take forever to print, and the little N20 reduction motors that the cars use, they're expensive, hard to source, and honestly, kind of boring. Meanwhile, we literally have bins of 130 size DC motors in the store. These are the same class Tamiya uses. Fast, cheap, available anywhere in the world. We just needed a car and a track at the right scale. So the challenge became, design a track that fits on a table, design a car that uses 130 motors, make it simple enough that anyone can build it on the spot, make it fast enough to actually be exciting, and then give the whole thing away so anyone, anywhere, can race. We found a starting point, a DC motor car designed by Locke on MakerWorld. Great concepts in the chassis, good size for what we wanted, but it was built around a tiny 030 motor carrying 4 AAA batteries. Severely underpowered, but the dimensions were right, and that gave us our reference scale. Now, we had a size, we had motors, and we had a vision. What we didn't have was a car. So we went and got 400 engineering students to design one for us. McMaster University in Hamilton runs something called the CADathon, hosted by their engineering department's design league. It's one of the largest, if not the largest, 24-hour design CAD competitions in the entire world. We approached them about sponsoring a design challenge for an undisclosed sum, enough to earn us judging seats and the right to create our own challenge category. We became sponsors of what they called the Rapid Racer Challenge. First, we printed 410 custom keychains in under 4 hours for every attendee swag bag. Then we put together kits for each competing team. Every team got a 130 motor, wheels, axles, calipers for measuring, Wago connectors, and a 9-volt battery. Now, a 9-volt battery on a 130 motor is way too much power. These motors are already fast on 3 volts. We did this on purpose. We wanted chaos. We wanted to see who would figure out that the real challenge isn't more power. It's putting down the torque to actually make it around a small track. 20 teams took on the Rapid Racer Challenge. They had 24 hours to design, print, and demonstrate a car that could complete laps on our sample track. Speed mattered, but it had to actually, work. And here's where it gets interesting. Most teams went full Formula One brain, extreme aerodynamic optimizations, spoilers, diffusers, streamlined bodies, which on a car that weighs almost nothing on a closed tabletop track with turns every few inches does basically nothing. The problem on a small track isn't top speed. The car will never reach some theoretical high gear maximum speed. The problem is torque. Can you put enough force to the wheels to actually accelerate out of a turn without spinning out or stalling? Only a few teams figured out that they needed a reduction gear ratio. Now, we did see some incredible creativity. Teams built mechanical pathfinding systems. Others went for pure simplicity. Some went completely abstract, but car after car after car could not make it around the track. Until the very last team. Team CADtastic 4 did two things that no one else did. First, they removed one of the front wheels, making it a three-wheeled car. This dramatically reduced friction on turns, which was the #1 killer for every other design. Second, they used a 5:4 gear ratio. Not a huge reduction, just enough to trade a tiny bit of top speed for the torque that the car actually needed to drive through turns. They were the only team to complete a lap. And it wasn't just limping around, it moved. We awarded CADtastic 4 the grand prize along with gift certificates to Print and Play. They named their car the Rapid Racer. Then we took their design files home to the store and got to work on what would become the Rapid Racer Mark II. The competition Rapid Racer was a proof of concept, a great one. But it wasn't store ready. Here's what we changed to build the Mark II. Printability. Refined the whole chassis to print in under an hour. No supports, flat on the bed, done. Front axle. Designed an effective dovetail cap system to hold the front wheel's axle securely in place. Click in, locked down. Power. Scrapped the 9V for a proper 3V source. Dual AAA batteries. Plenty of power, way more practical. The motor clip. This was the big one. We designed a snap-on, squeeze and release clip that holds the motor in place and connects the power terminals directly to the tabs on the motor itself. No soldering, no wiring. A kid can assemble this. Tires. We've been printing different tire compounds on TPU. Wide, skinny, hard, soft. You can customize your grip. Now we had a car, a real anyone can build it car. But a car isn't a racing league. For that, we needed a track. And a way to time it. We designed and printed our own JCJC style track, scaled to fit right on the tabletop. Same principles as the Tamiya circuit, our dimensions. And we built a custom lap timing system, SP32 microcontroller, brake beam sensors, dual OLED screens, one for your current lap, one for your best time, with a housing that we designed and printed in store. Hit the reset button, and you're racing. So here's the thing, we could have kept all this locked down. Proprietary car, come to our store or nothing. And yeah, that would have been fine for Hamilton. That's the Tamiya model. They built a global mini four-wheel drive empire by selling you every single piece. The car, the track, the upgrades, all proprietary. And it works. But we're not Tamiya. We're a 3D printing store. So we're going the other way. We're releasing everything. The car files, the track files, the dimension specs, all of it. Free to download. Because a racing format only works if people are actually racing. We're calling it the Blueprint Cup. You can print the car at home. You can print the track at home. You can race your friends in your garage. Modify it, improve it, go nuts. We're releasing the original three-wheeler, a dual-motor four-wheel drive variant, different battery mount options, and a blank platform we're calling the Tabula Rasa. A bare chassis where you can design and attach whatever you want. The format is spec'd around 130 class motors. Cheap, available everywhere. But we've also sourced Tamiya motors in store for people who want to push things further. And here's the catch. If you want a verified time, a world record that actually counts, you have to come to Print and Play on Locke Street in Hamilton. Our track, our timing system, our staff verifying the run. That's where the official leaderboard lives. Best times are posted on our website. Your name, your car, your time, verified. Design your car, bring your files to us and we'll print it. Or bring one you printed yourself. Walk in off the street and build one of ours in 10 minutes. However you want to do it, come set a record. And yeah, we've got a whole stem wall of motors, electronics, and components if the racing bug bites you and you want to take things further. That's kind of the whole point. And if you break the store record, you get one of these. A 3D printed Blueprint Cup trophy with your name and time on it. Because obviously, we 3D printed the trophy too. Alright, everything's built. The car, the track, the timing system, the leaderboard. Time to set a record. Rapid Racer Mark II, Tamiya Hyper Dash motor, 85 ATPU rear tires, 2 fresh AAA batteries. Let's see what it does. .104 seconds, 3.021 meters per second. Not bad for a first official run, but we kept pushing. Better wheels, dialed in grip. 3.208 meters per second. Now, let me put this into perspective. A stock Tamiya 4-wheel drive, about 150 millimeters long, so only slightly bigger than our car. But here's the thing, it's the track that's massive. The JC is 3 meters by 1.5 meters, about 10 feet by 5 feet. Ours fits on a tabletop. That means the Tamiya has real straights to build speed on. Our car is basically always in a turn. The Tamiya weighs about 120 grams with 2 AA batteries. 4-wheel drive, one motor powers both axles through a propeller shaft. Gear ratios from 3.5 to 1 all the way up to 5 to 1. That means for every 1 turn of the wheels, the motor turns up to 5 times. Massive torque multiplication. A stock Tamiya on a JC does 3 laps, about 20 meters, in roughly 5 seconds. That's about 4 meters per second. Our car, the Rapid Racer Mark II, 120 millimeters long, 80 grams with 2 AAA batteries. Now, the batteries are the same voltage. 2 AAAs give you 3 volts, same as 2 AAs. The difference is capacity. Our batteries die faster, but they're half the weight. And at this scale, 23 grams of battery weight is kind of a big deal. But here's where it gets interesting. Our car is rear-wheel drive only, 2 driven wheels instead of 4, on a track that's almost all turns. The Tamiya has double the contact patch putting power to the ground. We have half the grip. And our gear ratio is 5 to 4. That's barely any reduction at all. The motor turns 1.25 times for every wheel rotation. The Tamiya motor turns up to 5 times. We have almost 0 torque multiplication. The motor is doing all the work raw. So to recap, we're lighter, but we're rear-wheel drive only, on a much tighter track with almost no gearing advantage and half the driven wheels. And here's another thing. We have so much room to grow. We haven't touched 4-wheel drive. We haven't tried a proper reduction gear. This car is rear-wheel drive, with almost no gearing, and it's already at 80% of a stock Tamiya. The Rapid Racer Mark II is the starting point, not the finish line. The files are free. The leaderboard is live. Can a 3D printed car catch a Tamiya? We're this close, and we're barely trying. Drop your answer in the comments. We went from watching Azpaca videos in the store to sponsoring a university engineering competition to launching an open source racing format that anyone in the world can print and race. Thank you for watching and for following on this journey. If you enjoyed this, hit subscribe, smash the like button, and drop a comment. Can a 3D printed car beat a Tamiya? I want to hear what you think. The Rapid Racer Mark II files, the track files, the full Blueprint Cup specs are linked in the description. Download them, print them, race them. And when you're ready to go on record, come to Locke Street. If you want to support what we're doing, the racing, the STEM activities, the weird stuff we build in a 3D printed store on Locke Street, we have a Patreon. You'll get behind the scenes content, early access to new designs and videos, and you'll be helping us keep pushing this thing further. Link is in the description. And Azpaca, this is your fault. You made me want to build an entire racing format. The files are free. You know what to do. Everyone, thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and until next time, Keep making things work.